we're on. All right. Hello,
Excellent.
folks. Thanks for joining. We got Eric, we got Ken, and myself, Jason, from Faceship Games. What we're going to show you today is Tavern Tales played with 3 players. So really quick, the story behind Tavern Tales is, this is in the Dungeon Drop universe. So basically all the heroes, you've spelunked through the dungeon, you've stolen all the cool loot and treasure, you've escaped with the relics, you have slain the mighty dragon. And now we're tired, and we want to go back to town and hit the Traveler's Tavern and relax, drink some ginger brew, and boast and brag about all the loot and monsters that we've killed in the dungeon. So that's what Tavern Tales is all about. It's about sitting around a tavern environment, boasting about what you've done, all these epic feats and heroic feats, trying to one-up each other and become the hero with the most epic legends. So that's what Tavern Tales is. Kind of picks up where Dungeon Drop leaves off. One caveat I'd like to just point out is that you are seeing prototype art here, so please keep that in mind. The heroes and the feats, when we flip them over, those art illustrations are closer, but these locations in the center, the scorecards, and even the backs of the cards here, all to be upgraded with nice new nifty artwork. So please keep that in mind as we're watching.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so it is a simple game of set collection and bluffing, and a little bit of push your luck. So the way this works is we're all going to have a hand of hero cards. I'm just going to pull 3 or 4 down just to show you what the hero cards are about, and then we'll flip some feats as well. So the hero cards are, you got a nice fun illustration of the hero sitting around the tavern, kind of drinking and boasting and so on. There are 2 different types of heroes. So if we zoom in on the dwarf here, where's my Alt key? There we go. So the dwarf, you see at the top it says Mine Shaft. What that means is the dwarf likes to boast about his heroic deeds in the Mine Shaft, which is one of these 5 locations up in the center. The Shadow Folk is going to be talking more about the Ice Caves. Now over on the right you see the High Elf. He has Inferno and Caverns. So the High Elf is an adventurer with 2 locations, and then these other ones are specialists with only 1 location. So the difference is the High Elf is more diverse, but when the High Elf makes a claim to have slain a monster or stolen a treasure in one of those 2 locations, he can only claim to have done 1 of those things, whereas the specialists can choose 2 feats at their locations. And that is all I'm going to say on the heroes for now. I'm going to pull them down. What are these locations and what are the feats? Let's look at some feat cards. Every location is going to have 3 feats that are kind of stacked up. We'll do that in a second, but let's look at the feats. At the top of every feat card, this is a blue gem we're looking at here, there are a series of numbers. And basically, this is the set collection part. So the first blue gem that you collect yourself is going to be worth 1 point. And then, at any point from that point forward, if you get a second blue gem, it's still only worth 1 point. But the third and beyond are going to be worth 6 points each.
Oh, each?
Each, yep. So 6.
So if I had 4 blue gems, it would be 1166?
That's correct. You would have a total of 12, 13, 14 points.
14. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. The next one over is consumables. We're actually going to change that. That's going to be called the Royal Quest. Basically, in the dungeon, everyone has a quest, and this is like you're making progress towards your quest. But for today's game, it's called consumables. So the first one that you get is worth 1. Then it goes up to 3 for the second. Then 6 for the third, and 10 for the fourth. So you really want to hit that sweet spot, and then it starts to trail off from there. Like you've done your big feat with the quest, and you know any lingering points aren't as valuable.
Now, are those blue squares blue gems, or is that a different blue thing?
Oh, in the picture?
On the consumables, yeah.
No, those are magic shields. So if you're familiar with
Okay.
Dungeon Drop, there are light blue, sparkly cubes that are magic shields. That's what those are supposed to be. Yep. And then over on the right, so there's another type of feat card. There's treasure, and then there's the one on the right here is a goblin. There's goblins, trolls, and dragon. They're all monster kill cards. Basically, you're claiming to have slain a goblin, and each goblin's just worth 3 flat. 3 points every time you kill a goblin. Never changes. The troll's 4,
right.
and the mighty dragon is 5 points if you can claim that one. All right, so we are going to I'm just going to take them in the order that we got them. We're going to draw 3 feats for each location. I'll flip them up in a second. All right, but that is probably enough to get started. The turns are really simple, So essentially, let's say, Eric, you're going to go first. You would choose to either draw more heroes into your hand, or you're going to make a claim. And in the beginning of the game, that's all you can do because you have a full hand of cards. So you're going to make a claim, and let's say that you were to play this card in front of you. This is the Gear Golem, and the Gear Golem is going to be spelunking in the caverns. And so you say, I was with the Gear Golem in the caverns, and we were... I'm going to pull these down for a second. We were collecting treasure chests and pink gems. And so you just kind of pull those down to indicate that those are part of the claim. And now you've started the round. Ken gets to choose whether or not he wants to participate in this story and say, oh no, that was me doing that work. And he would play a card from his hand that has the same location, caverns. Or he could pass. Then it comes to me. I claim to be in, or I pass, right? And basically the round keeps going until everyone has passed consecutively and only one person had the last claim. They're the one to collect the cards. So whoever is the last person to claim to be part of this story collects the cards.
And to be clear,
now, if I were to lead off with a specialist, does that mean he couldn't play an adventurer because an adventurer can only claim one thing instead of two?
No. All that. It's just how you start the claim. The specialist lets you claim 2 to start with. From there, all that matters is that you match the location. So okay. Ken doesn't need a specialist to follow you. Okay, Ken, what was your point?
Oh, I was just saying that to make sure that it's clear that bowing or passing once does not remove you from play for the round. It simply passes your turn. If everybody passes, then it's yours to grab.
That's correct. In fact, that's kind of the push your luck aspect of this, is you may pass the first time it comes to you because you don't want to waste your cards. As you'll see, Eric, in a second, card management is a big part of this game, card quantity. So you may want to pass, and then, if it's still coming back to you later on, you might be like, well, my one card that does match this location, maybe now's the time and I'll actually get away with this. So you'll see those elements come out. And I think that's...
Does everyone burn their cards, even if they didn't get any treasure?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why there's that push your luck aspect. Yep. And once your hand is depleted, either all the way or even partially, when it comes to your turn, you can choose to just draw heroes instead of staking a claim. And that's another strategic point of your decision making. Oh, and so when you get feats, you're going to give yourself score on the scorecard. Scorecard is double-sided. When you flip the card past 15 points to the other side, your hand size is reduced by 1. And then basically the bottom of that side is 30 points. First player to 30 points of prestige wins the game.
And all of the treasures are public knowledge. They just sit in front of you like a tableau?
Yep, exactly. In sets.
Okay.
Yep, because you kind of want to see how many of each set you have.
Sounds good.
And then there's a couple advanced modules. I'll explain those at the end. Some elite heroes and special feats and things like that. Some other special abilities that we're working on or have. And some stretch goals that we've unlocked. So we'll explain those after. This is just the basic game that we're playing right now. And let's get started. Everyone draw 6 cards into your hand to start. You can just hit the number 6 over the deck. And you're going to have to choose 2 cards to discard. And these are face down. So we don't get to see what you are discarding. Okay. Very good. So we all have 4 cards. And tell you what, I'll start the round just so you all can follow. Actually, Ken, you've played this already, so why don't you start?
Oh, fine. I can do that. So we are going to go to the catacombs, as that was one of my favorite locations yesterday, with a ferry, because of course we do. And we went down and we found 2 clear gems.
2 clear gems.
Yes, we clearly got 2 clear gems.
I see what you're doing. Yeah, I wish I could participate in this claim, but I wasn't there. Eric, over to you. You can either play a card or
this is the catacomb area.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll keep you honest, Ken. I have Hawkman, who is in the catacombs.
So basically what that did was that nullified Ken's card. So it doesn't even matter that he had the ferry. Ferry's out of commission. You are now leading the story. But it's
and I'm going to pass, unfortunately.
That could be a very strategic pass. But you know what, guys? My memory's coming back to me, and I think it was actually me with the Sleth hanging out in the catacombs, working on those gems.
And I will pass.
See, and it's weird because you said you went down with the Hawkman, and I think I went down with the Hawkman.
Oh no, I got more ammunition here. Wood Elf is backing me up too.
All right.
I still pass.
All right, I will pass as well.
See, I told you. You guys gotta listen to me when I make these claims. All right, so that is.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said you gotta pay attention to me when I make these claims. So I get 2 points for the first clear gem and 4 for the second. That's a total of 6. And then all that just gets discarded. That was Ken's claim, and it now passes to me. So one of the things you'll notice, so I only have 2 cards. Ken has 2 cards. Eric has 3, right? So I'm at a disadvantage, and that's part of the decisioning. You know, is it worth me trying to go for something? And I don't. Oh, first we replenish the catacombs. Blue gem and a gold. So I'm just going to draw. So when you draw heroes, you draw 3 into your hand, and you discard any 1 card. Doesn't have to be one of the ones you just drew. Down to your hand size as well. So I will discard that, and we're going to make a new discard pile over here to be a little easier. Okay. So that was my turn. So Eric.
So I can draw 3 cards as well?
Yep, you would have to discard 2 because your hand size is 4. So you'd have to discard 2 down to your hand size. Okay. And Ken also drew and discarded, so it's back to me.
I'll have a full hand of cards.
Yep. I was in the caverns with the gear golem. We were focusing on treasure chests, and I'll keep the gem theme going. We're going for pink gems.
I will pass.
He will pass. What is his pass? I was down there with the Boblin, who was very heavily drinking, as you can see by his card art.
Yeah, no, I'm fairly sure I got a strong story here with my buddy.
Oh, the gear golem?
Yeah.
But I was with the gear golem.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Well, I will go ahead and take a step back from you two because clearly you're fighting over the gear golem.
Yeah, no. I got some more people backing my claim up here.
But not only was I with the gear golem, I was with the Boblin.
Ooh, wait a second. Ken?
Which is weird because I was with the Isham.
Clearly I was mistaken, guys. So go ahead, Eric. I don't know.
No, I got nothing.
I will take my
wow.
2 and thank you much.
Jerks. All right. That was my claim. Eric.
Ooh,
Oh, and by the way, the
2
treasure
points.
chest, if you look at the chest, it has a different kind of number scale at the top. The first one's worth 1. It's like you get a key from the dungeon, and it's not worth much on its own, but then the next one's 6, because you actually get a treasure chest with the key. And then it's back to 1, and then 9. So it's got this kind of up and down effect.
How many cards do y'all have?
1.
2.
Alright. If I can just,
Nab something.
I have to take cards now, like, because the math isn't there.
No, because trust me, you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
You can get some very nice situations.
Now with 3 cards out. None of my things matched.
Well, yeah, but you didn't have to say that.
Now I'm at a massive disadvantage.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do my best to take advantage of that. I went down to the ice cave with Shadowfolk, and we got. Let's see. We got a blue gem because it matches the ice cave, and then we may have taken that from a goblin who may have died in the process.
Yep, that sounds like a legit story to me.
But I too was with the shadow folk.
Well, then I guess you go ahead and go with the Shadowfolk.
Wow.
And you're passing again, Jason?
Oh yeah, I wasn't there.
All right, so now I put these in front of me.
Uh-huh.
All right, so that gives me what? 3 plus 1?
1. Yep.
Total of 4. Boop.
All right, Jason.
Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm drawing. Yep. And Kidook.
And where are we at here? I was in the mine shaft with the dwarf, and we were collecting these
Okay.
blue gems.
Some very nice blue gems.
That would be a third blue gem. That would already be 7 extra points for you.
And I would love to say I went there, but I've not been in the mine shaft yet this game.
Yeah, no, I certainly wish to have been part of that adventure, but I wasn't.
Oh, you guys let me sneak out with with.
See?
All right. So
You
that's
can just leave them
7
sideways
more?
if it's
Got
easier.
7 more points.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll find that the points start to ramp up fast, especially when you get sets like you just did.
Yeah. It flies. I'm going to go ahead and draw. And let's get rid of... this card. Alright, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so... Two cards, 3 cards. Okay, yeah, in my adventures with the High Elf, we were working on some treasure chests. And that's an adventurer, so I can only claim 1 card. I can't go for 2, but that's it. Just a lonely treasure chest.
And where was this?
This, the Inferno, sorry.
The Inferno.
No, I got nothing. I pass.
See, the very angry, very animated half-orc would like to contest that claim.
Yeah, no.
I have nothing to do with this. It's purely on the orc.
Yeah, but my gnome is very certain about what we were doing.
Well, then in that case, I'll go and grab my card.
That's only 1
Eric, back-
point.
Well, hang on, Eric, back to you.
Ooh, that's a good point.
No, I still pass.
All right.
All right, and I pass as well.
Sorry, I jumped the
Yeah,
gun there.
it-
But I was
yeah,
so
it is only
sure
one-
of my escapade.
Yes.
What am I doing? I'm gonna draw.
I went down with the Gear Golem into the caverns, and we found a treasure chest, and we found some gold.
Those seem like lovely treasures that I did not participate in collecting.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right.
Wish I.
Those seems like a great idea.
All right. So the treasure chest is worth 6. The gold is worth 2. So that is 8 points.
Okey-doke.
Puts me at 10. Oh, 1 card in my hand, but that's okay.
Yeah, I only have 1 card in hand. We gonna draw and discard. Go ahead.
I go.
Mm-hmm.
I.
Hang on.
was,
You wait for. There you go.
Oh,
All right. Go ahead.
my bad. Ice cave. I was in the ice cave.
Were you doing what?
I was still on these. I'm on these blue gems.
Yeah, we can't let that happen. What is that for you? Another 6.
A lot.
4th.
I'm trying to figure out. That would be 1, and this would be. I'll take the gold. I'll try to take the
There you go.
gold and fail. Boop.
I mean, I've got 1 card, so you guys go ahead.
Well, yeah, no. I think I remember being there working on that job.
Do you now? But I was also with the gnome.
I'm still
They
sitting down
can
to this one.
back me up.
I'm really sure I was
Uh-oh.
focused on.
Uh-oh.
But how sure?
Not quite sure enough. Ken, you're still out?
Oh, I'm still out. Yeah.
Okay.
That
Well-
would have been baller if you jumped in now.
Well
Oh, yeah.
done. Well done.
All right, so
Oh, I thought I could have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong for that one.
Oh, and he just got another. I mean, we also. I didn't
I know.
want him to get that.
Oh, I know.
that's 11 and 8 is 19.
It is.
So now your hand
Almost
size is
flips.
only 3. So when you're drawing cards, you still draw 3, discard at least 1, but now you have to discard down to 3 at most.
Okay.
All right. We each have exactly 1 card.
That's interesting.
I've got to make it. I've got to try. Went down to the mine shaft with the dwarf, and we got double consumables.
Oh no, I was the one doing. I need something, guys.
You guys are gonna love me for
Oh
this.
jeez.
Oh,
For the chance. Yep, no one can dispute that.
yep. You go ahead.
Here, I'll move
What
over.
what are the odds of that?
About 100% apparently.
And that hold on. The first one's worth 1, the second one's worth 3, so that's 4,
Yep.
right?
4 points. Yep.
So 19 and that's 23.
Yep. So none of us have any cards. So Jason, you're gonna draw.
That was you, right? So yeah, me.
Yeah, that
draw.
was me. Eric's gonna draw.
Well, first I think I have to make a new deck out of this. So
Yeah, he's
shuff-
he's
shuffle
gonna
that.
discard first. Yep.
Shuffle. And now I shall also draw 3, and then I just keep them. That's it, right?
No,
No,
you always
it-
have to
whenever
discard
you draw.
1, and then
No,
also down. to
but I thought my hand limit was 3.
yeah,
Right,
it's
no,
just.
no. But whenever you draw, you have to discard 1.
Oh, boo. Okay. No. Oh, no. I gotta flip them first. Alright.
Oh, and these discards are actually technically face up. That's supposed to be information that we. I don't know if everyone's been doing that face up or down.
No, we've been doing face down. I think I actually prefer it with the face down.
Yeah, that's maybe just a slightly different way to play.
Doesn't make a difference to me. I'm not paying nearly enough attention to stuff like that.
I'm gonna get rid
I
of
also have the memory of a goldfish.
it. Go ahead.
Well, we all have 2.
We do.
I think it's time to make a claim here, because I was all about the clear
Oof.
gems in this dungeon, and the High Elf vividly remembers this story with me.
I say if memory serves, I was all about them, and you proved me wrong. So.
I got nothing.
Nothing for the caverns.
I
How
got.
many points did that give you? That's 6 points. Good lord. Go ahead.
Ah, you guys gotta remember that next time when you're like, oh, telling me I'm lying and stuff. 13. Okay.
I go.
Yep.
Yep.
I was hanging out in the catacombs, snagging yet another blue gem.
Oh, geez, you with the blue gems.
My fairy and I decidedly disagree with you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get in the middle of your guys' squabble.
But I was with 2 Hawkmen that could back me up on this.
Well, then I can't do anything about that.
Nor can.
Jason?
Still cannot.
Oh, that puts me at 29.
It does.
Bum bum bum. These guys go away. I'm out of cards though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Small
that's
face.
59, eh?
So now I'm out until the next time I go when I draw a
yeah.
card.
Yep. And we might just take advantage of that fact.
As you
fully
should.
hoping to.
As
So
you
I
should.
went down to the caverns, and we got the double gold, double shiny, so pretty.
You know
Jason.
what? I'm gonna let that story slide.
I think that makes sense.
I could dispute it, but I'm hoping something better will show up.
Well, I hope you're not hoping I'm going to dispute it.
So that's golds 2 and 3, which is another 7 points. It takes me from 10 to 17.
See? I made the right choice. Treasure chest. I want to keep that blue gem, but it doesn't even matter, the blue gems at this point. If Eric gets
anything.
At this
Yeah.
point, if all I need to collect is some pocket lint, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
But
Yep.
it does have to be cube shaped. That is the one issue.
I was going for this treasure chest here, and I'm fairly certain none of y'all have anything to say about
Nope.
it.
Nope.
Or anything at all, period.
Say we've got plenty to say, but it doesn't do anything in this game.
So
All right,
6,
so I draw 3 and then I discard 1, right?
19,
Yep.
19, so
I
we're
don't
all
know
on the
if you
back
Feel free to
side.
actually draw them. There we go.
And I'm gonna draw.
And oddly enough, I'm gonna draw.
Well, this needs a card, right? Cavern?
Yes, it
It
does.
does. There we go. Oh,
No,
look
no.
at that pretty clear gem. I like
That would
that.
have been lovely for you.
So it's back to Eric.
Yep.
It is. I was hanging with the half orc, and I was all out of blue gems. Oh,
So yours after the pink one?
yeah, can you grab the...
That works.
And so, she was interested in the pink gems.
I don't know if pink is the color for the half orc necessarily.
That doesn't. Yeah, it seems.
Yeah,
a
you
little
you
odd.
want to tell her that?
No.
Well, no, but it's this half orc's favorite color too. So they got a thing. It got messy.
I'm not getting between this.
Getting between the things? Well, the Stonekin is going to get in between this, fighting over the half orcs.
Well, Jason, the game is in your hands then.
I'm gonna say congratulations, Eric. You have just become the hero of epic legends.
Boom.
Well done.
Thanks for teaching us. This was fun. I love little card games, and I love this thing. I love the art with all the cube characters.
Yeah, well, if you're
Cube-ish. Yeah.
you may not be as familiar with Dungeon Drop yet, but basically Dungeon Drop, you're dropping a bunch of cubes on the table, and the cubes
my
all
buddy
represent
owned
things.
it. He showed it to me, but we haven't actually played it. But I did see it.
Gotcha. Well, that's why the cube theme was brought here, because everything in the dungeon is a cube. All the treasure, all the monsters. So we carried that theme forward, of course, with a more fun style,
I'm trying to find
cutesy style.
where are the dragons. I want to see the dragon art.
He's in there. There's only one of him. Dragon kill. There he
There
is.
you go.
There he is. Let's look at this sexy beast.
Dragon kill 5.
I still don't know how he flies. Like everything about him is larger than his wings. Like his tongue is larger than his wings. It
It's
makes no
certainly
sense.
not. It's certainly not aerodynamic lift.
Well,
So there's a bunch of stretch goals that we've unlocked for other things. Like there's a crystal golem, and if you claim to have killed that, then he actually gets put on top of one of your gem stacks, and he counts as one of your gems. So he's like a wild gem because he's made of gems.
He's like the most valuable gem then.
Yeah, exactly. There's a gelatinous cube stretch goal that's up there right now, and if you get the gelatinous cube, he gives you 3 points and whatever feat was on the top of the deck randomly, right? Because he sucks up treasure in the dungeon. You just get whatever's on
Oh.
top. So there's all different things like that. And then if I could take a minute, I'll explain the kind of the advanced modules that we have.
Yeah,
too.
go for it. And
I
yeah,
was
like
cleaning up the space for you.
Thanks.
Here.
I can't believe I didn't think that like a gelatinous cube is like the most thematic thing for this.
Exactly. Well, when we had the Kickstarter for Dungeon Drop last year, that was one of the big unlocks, was the gelatinous cube. Actually, it turned into an ad. Oh no, we built it into the deluxe edition. And yeah, it was like, is there any single better monster for this game than the gelatinous cube? All right, so this is an advanced treasure set that you would just shuffle right into the feat deck, and it's for relics. Now you notice there's only 4 steps. The first 2 steps are 1 each, and then it goes right to 12 and then 16. So it's a little more dangerous when someone starts getting 1 or 2 of these. Everyone's got to watch and take action. So that's a fun little additional treasure set.
Oh, and that literally adds up to 30.
Yeah, it does. In fact, every feat set right now in the entire game, if you collect the entire set, they all add up to 30 or more. So they would all
But that
win you
does
the
it in
game.
4 cards.
Right,
there's a-
but
there's a-
that's also suggesting anybody's going to let you have all 4.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you planned on letting me have all the blue ones, so.
Well, that's true.
I did get 4 of those.
Yep. Then there's some other stretch goal treasure sets as well. Like we have a mimic. If you're familiar with a mimic, it's like a treasure chest that looks like a treasure chest, but then it starts chomping at you. And so it's, if you recall, the treasure chest in this game was like 1/6, 1/9, 1/12,
Yep,
goes up and
1/12, yeah.
down. Well, the one there it is. The mimic is even more volatile. Instead of ones, it's actually got negative numbers. So you need to be kind of like all in and get a couple at least to get to the next positive point. But
Now,
it's
can
a
you
big positive.
get it at the beginning of the game?
You could, yeah, and it's just a choice.
And you'd actually be at negative whatever at that point.
No, I think the first number is a positive, then the second number is negative in that case. But yeah, because I think we avoided that situation where you could possibly be in negatives. I don't think it's that. But
However,
so those things.
because it could drop you, it is possible, I would think, to go back to the first side of the card, which means you could actually temporarily increase your hand size.
That is true. Yes.
If timed really perfectly.
Yep, that is absolutely true. So then, the next advanced module that we have is there are 3 heroes that are elite heroes. And they each have a unique effect. And they all, if you look at the top, you see that they have all 5 colors of the locations. Basically, they can't start a claim, but they can chime in on any claim. Doesn't matter where it is. Now, they each do something different when they chime in, though. So the Infernal here, when you play him to a claim, you actually add another. Let's say that there were 2 clear gems, and there was a treasure chest still up there. You could add the treasure chest to the claim on the fly. And so now it's for 3 cards. Then the Darkmander, if he wins the claim, you actually get to take back one of the heroes that was played into the claim into your hand. So it's like you get a free hero back. So that's fun. The wording on the card is a little different, but that's how we're doing that one. And then the Lavaling is kind of like cancel everything. So you play the Lavaling, and everything that's been played so far just gets discarded. The treasure go back up to the location, and it just moves on to the next player's turn. It's like cancel everything.
Those seem very, very powerful.
They are indeed, but you can't start a claim with them, so you'd have to have other cards along with them. And then there's a couple more unlocks that we've got through stretch goals for more elite characters. All right, so we've got the relics, we've got the elites. Then there's 2 more advanced things. On the flip side of every one of these locations, let me just unlock them first. It's actually not going to be on the flip side. Here it is, just for simplicity of Tabletop Simulator. But in the actual game, there's going to be a separate stack of rune cards, and they're going to be circular cards. And you actually can place them inside these circular areas on the depths, and they will each have a unique effect for that depth. So, for example, you might have one that says what the Mineshaft says here, which is it still gets 3 feats, but in order to claim cards, you have to claim them from top to bottom.
Oh.
The ice caves.
The Mineshaft.
It's a Mineshaft. It goes in order, yeah. The ice caves, only specialists can start a claim there, so adventurers cannot. but they can only claim one card, 1 feat. The Cavern gets 4 feats because it's a big open area. The Catacombs gets 3 feats, but they're face down, which is really interesting. So your feats literally look like this. And when you start a claim there, you're like, yeah, we didn't quite know what we were fishing for, but these were what we got away with.
Now, do they stay face down when you take them?
No, once you take them, you flip them face up, and you see it's like, oh, I got a ping jam, yay! So that's how that works. And then the last
I feel like that would be interesting if you adjusted your score for it, but then left them face down.
Oh, and no one else knew?
Yeah, like, all right, he got 2 points for that, but was that just like his second, gem, or was that, just a monster? You know what I mean?
Was it that?
Eric,
does
there's
it
still
help with some huge set?
there's still half of our campaign left. That's not a bad idea. I kind of like that. We'll take that away. That's interesting. Something where you get to keep it
Just a
hidden on
thought.
your own side. Yeah,
You
it's
just have to. That's definitely falling under the. You have to play with the right group though, because I know some people who would take full advantage of that and lie.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
But then you have to flip it over at the end of the game.
At the end of the game, right? But there's a significant difference there. But yeah. I don't disagree with you. I think that could be fun.
So those are those, and then we actually have 10 total rooms that have already been unlocked. So basically, there's a lot of variability. The depths are always called the same thing. It's always the mine shaft and the ice caves, but it might be the studded steps in the mine shaft, or it might be the perilous prison inside the ice caves, right? So those are the room cards that would get put inside these cards here. And lastly, the scorecards are actually going to be one-sided with all 30 scoring squares on one side. It's going to be a much larger card. And then on the flip side, we'll have unique player powers, which you could do a couple things with. You could either randomize and just everyone chooses a random, player power at the start of the game. And they might be things like, start the game with a free goblin kill, or every time you start something with an adventurer, you get to do 2 as long as it's in one of the locations or something. Like just different effects that give you different asymmetrical powers throughout the game. So those will be available. And then the other thing that we thought is you could play one game, and whoever wins the game gets to choose what player power they want for the next game, and then go clockwise from there. So a couple different ways you could do things there.
Yeah, there's a lot. It seems like a lot of space to play with in this sandbox.
Exactly. And then one of the things, we haven't even announced this publicly yet, but what we intend to do is have, it's small, it's subtle, but it's cool, have a connective tie between a game of Dungeon Drop and Tavern Tales. So because every single one of these heroes, there's 15 different heroes plus the elites, 3 different elites or 5 with the stretch goals. Those are the exact same 15 characters and 5 elites that are in Dungeon Drop. And same thing with the treasure. They are exactly the same treasure, verbatim. So because of that, that affords us an opportunity. If you play a game of Dungeon Drop, whoever wins maybe gets to start with that character that of the race that they played in their hand. Maybe it's a bonus card. We haven't fully figured out the rules yet, but they could start with that. And everyone else would know, but it's a bonus card, so it balances itself out there. Or maybe you get to start with one of the treasure that you had collected or something like that. So we're kind of playing with those kinds of ideas right now.
Yeah, just to string them together and make them more connected. That's neat. Base, okay, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Now, is this box for this game also come in a cube, or is this a smaller box?
Yeah, no, originally that wasn't the plan. We're like, well, this is a much simpler game. It's just poker cards, right? Or and then we made some square cards as well, but like it didn't require a larger the cubicle box. We were like, wait a minute, we're all about the cubicle boxes.
I was gonna say that's kind of your thing at this point.
Yeah, and it's cute and it fits together nicely. And now our backers are begging us for this big box case that they could store the original game in and the expansion and the mats and the walls. And if they want, they can store Tavern Tales in the same big box because it has room for 3 of our cubes.
Well, I'm sure you already have art for Tavern Tales, but you should have made it a 3D picture of a tavern. Just gonna throw that out there.
Well,
the complete 3D tavern from all sides. That would have been it. And I'm sure that's terrible marketing. Yeah, the actual box should look like a tavern. That's all I was saying.
Well, it does.
Does.
If you look at the picture, that's actually the way. If it wraps around the sides, and it's like you're looking in at the tavern from 3 different angles. So it's not 3D like with a hologram, but it is.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what we did. It's awesome. We love it.
Oh, so my idea wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so maybe Eric and Ken, if you just want to take a couple minutes and explain who you are and what brand you write or review for, that would be great for everyone to hear. Eric?
Yeah, happy to, Jason. My name is Eric Buscemi. I am the writer of The Cardboard Horde, proud member of Punchboard Media, and I like to review and preview a lot of lighter games and family weight games. So this small box card game like this, or small cube box card game like this, is right in my wheelhouse. And you can find my content on the Punchboard Media website, and you can find me on Twitter at Eric Buscemi.
And I'm Ken Grazier. I run Geek-Craft, and that's geek-craft.com. I review kind of a little bit of everything. I also do a lot of demos in the Cleveland, Ohio area. I love teaching games and helping people find games that are going to fit what they're after. If you are looking for me on Twitter, I am demo_Ken, because I just demo so many games. And also a proud member of Punchboard Media.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Really grateful that you jumped on and checked out our game, and looks like you had a good time, so thank you so much.
Yeah, happy to have the opportunity. It's good to get together with people, even if it is virtually.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tabletop Simulator, people watching, you saw that we had a couple little, having to place the cards a little exactly right, so it gets a little tedious at times, but, I mean, especially in today's world, this is a major boon for us to be able to actually play with people across states and country boundaries. It really does work well. So.
Yep.
All right, well, for everyone watching, I want to thank you all for your time, and hopefully this was enjoyable. Told you a little bit more about the game. You know where to find us. Ask us any questions anytime, and we'd love to... this is also available online on Tabletop Simulator, so if you have Tabletop Simulator, you can go to the Steam Workshop, search for Tavern Tales, and you can play this today on your own or with us. We'd be happy to play with you. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.